Okay, good afternoon, y'all. I think I finally have it set up, and I just figured this might be the easiest way to go about doing it. On some of these screens, my screen looks very different than yours, but Sheila and Jim, you guys also know what your side of it looks like, so you can explain any questions that there might be due to the differences. On the screen right now, this is the login to the live text program that we use, which is called AIS. And as you can see at the top of the page, it's livetext.com. You come in, you click on your login. I'm already logged in, but this is the login user screen. These are mine. Obviously, you will put in yours. This is where you got that email and ask you to create it. If you don't have that information, let me know and I can get that for you. But this is where you log in, and it's at livetext.com. Once you sign in, it'll take you to your home page, and it'll take you actually to the page that has your report on it. And then you'll click on your report. It'll look like a bar, like an item menu in a Facebook post or in something like that. So it's not hard. You just click on it. It'll open it up. When you click on it and you open it up, it'll look like this screen. And so this screen, this is your program profile tab. This is your program mission, your total enrollment. I have this information and I think I've shared it with Jim. If not, I will share that with Jim again for you to fill in this information on. Obviously, you don't have any graduated students yet at this point, but when we look at a reflection on the demographic data, the students that you have, how many do you plan to keep, kind of how are you doing your retention and persistence content. The rest of this I think is self-explanatory. Is it online? Is it hybrid? Is it cohort online? Whatever. Does it have accreditation and do you have it? If you do not have it, then explain. If you do have it, write it down. Marketing material here. This is what's on the website, is the information on the website the way you want it to be. Do you want it differently? Do you like the way it is? Are there some wording changes? And then if you have issues, or even if you like what is there, screenshot what you're looking at with the URL included and upload that here so that we know what pages you went and looked at or what pages you had problems with, so we can specifically send that to PR to see what kind of changes they need to make. The faculty teaching is your faculty loads. This is any attachment that you might have to that process. Now, I did some of this for you. So these are the program objectives page. I clicked on the 3. 1 through 4 here, these are the university standards and outcomes. We don't have to map these at this point. We're getting ready to on the undergraduate side, but we're not doing that yet for the graduate compartment. These are the literacy standards that you gave me. So here's your foundational knowledge, curriculum and instruction, assessment, evaluation, and so forth. These were just in a standard bank that they've already uploaded and already had available. So I did not download all of the subcomponents of them, but I did grab those 7. And then they also have the Missouri teaching standards. And so I grabbed those as well. So while we went back and forth on, do we want the extra? Do you want all that content in there? Well, guess what? It's already in there, so I didn't have to type it all, so we put it in there. So those 8 standards are also, or 9 standards are also right here for you. I don't know why this one is written differently. If that's problematic, let me know, and I can go see what's going on with this number 5. That just looks weird to me. I think that this part needs to come off, but I'll go check and see what's going on there. This alignment to institutional objectives, this is how is the reading instruction program answering these questions. So obviously it is the major field competence, but what is going on within the reading program that speaks to ethics? What's going on within the reading program that continues the desire for self-liberation and for students to do an honest study of themselves? And then what is happening within that program that might contribute to lifelong education, besides the fact that it's a master's, which I think is part of the answer there. So there don't have to be artifacts to this component, but we do have to narrate and answer that component. Now on the curriculum map, I clicked on 4. Now I will tell you that here is your curriculum map, and what we have to do is, here's our program objectives. And so I'm going to pull those up here, and then here's our curriculum map. So here's one, foundational knowledge, 510, that's an introduce, 520, that's an introduce, 530, that's a reinforce, this is an assessment, this is a reinforce, just scroll to the side. 560 is an assessment. I'm just going off of the chart that you gave me. 590 and 591 are A&M. So these are both A&M. So basically you'll just click those throughout the rest of the matrix so that it matches this. I can do that for you if you want me to, but it's kind of helpful when faculty do that themselves just so they can understand where this information comes from, because then if you need to make modifications, you know where it was originated. So here you'll just do these as you go. You can scroll down to get to the rest of the standards and then scroll across to get what you need. And so there we have that. So when you finished that, once you have the standards put in, you have an assessment map. You can tell here's the Missouri teaching standards. There's nothing there because I didn't fill in anything here. So once that's filled in, you'll have a map here as well. So on this assessment map where the A's are, so in 540, you said that it was going to be an assessment. Pick what kind of assessment it's going to be from the drop down. Your criterion, this is your benchmark. Is it 75% of students will be 95% proficient or whatever your benchmark is going to be for the assignment that you're giving, and then you'll just click save. You don't have any data at this point, and this isn't where you put data. This is where you describe what's happening, and then you'll hit save. And so every time there's an A, you'll fill in, you know, this is a presentation or it's a portfolio or whatever. You'll fill this in and create it because you need these A's to be filled out so that we have something that happens on assessment findings. So just for today, and I'm going to go back and delete this, 95% of students must be accomplished at the skill, whatever it might be, and I click save. So when I click here to assessment findings, here's my assessment, and now it asks, was this met or not met based upon the data once I had this assessment happen. If it's met, explain. If it's not met, explain. And then your data file goes right here. So the artifact, the evidence of the student submissions, not their names, but the student evidence goes right here in the select file, and upload that just like a regular file would upload. Click save, and then this will either be red for not met or green for met. So you'll do that with all of the boxes that have an A in them. And then on program activities, your final page, this one honestly has the least amount for master's programs, but yours is a little smaller and a little bit closer niche kind of a program, so you might have a better chance of capturing some of this information. But so these are student accomplishments. If any of the students that are within your program get recognized for anything, or they present a paper, or they have something published, then you can write that here. This is for faculty accomplishments. If you have a paper published or you're recognized for literacy education or something beyond your typical duties, then we want to know about it so we can celebrate that as well. Alumni accomplishments, once we have alumni. And then professional development opportunities. What opportunities were available over the course of the year that were beneficial to the program faculty? So this is another opportunity to put some information in there for professional development. That is a general quick overview. I'm going to go back and see what's going on with these objectives, because this one says there's 9, but yet when I was over here, it stops at 8, so I'm going to go see what's happening, and then we'll go from there. So if you have questions, let me know. We'll go from there. We can set up a meeting after this, or y'all let me know what we need to do. All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye.